Hello guys, this is Louis back again, aka Louis Gnostic Christian Priesthood, aka Louis from the V2K Awareness and Peer Review Group. And today I'm here to talk to you guys again about confirming your reality for your displeasure and what I experienced through this V2K experience from the beginning to current status right now. Well, what I say confirm your reality for your hardships is you gotta know what the dollar is. We all operate under the dollar, but do you know what the origin of the word dollar means? It means the measurement of weight of gold. Cash means cachet, a case. The money came from a god from China. All these things you have to know because you got to realize that everybody around you don't know nothing. We all went to a public service school, a school that gave our parents sent us to give us and gave us the false confirmation that going there you was going to learn how to be able to take care of yourself, the best sure shot for success, where you could be like Bill Gates and all these other people out here. But as we all know, public school, it trains you to be a slave. It trains you to not know your system and just be trusting. It trains you to give authority and power to systems you haven't looked at, the codes, statutes, ordinance, or anything to justify their presence. And you see that things aren't getting any better. And you just keep on giving them all the resources, everything that you got. You don't stand up, oh, I just stay out the way. And you thinking that things are going to get better, that our system has been taken over by Satanists, and their job is to sacrifice all Christians and all good people. And we as Christians, we done went to churches that don't tell you about Proverbs 28. He who turns a deaf ear to the law, even his prayers shall be abomination. So that means that all of us Christians sitting out here naked without knowing the law to even stop anything. That's the most essential thing to even complete our prayers, is to know the law. And we go into these churches and go falling for that Holy Ghost, falling on the ground. They fat and out of shape. They don't have no life. They taking you inside a building when God said He dwells in no buildings. We just because they exploiting the fact that you are coming from a dysfunctional household, or you probably done got molested, and you can't talk about that type of stuff. You go to a church that they seem like they know what they're doing. They got a presentation on, they got the music playing, they got the band playing, they got all these things going to give you a false presentation that they have some type of exit or salvation. When every day you have to come there, and every week you got to get a recharge because you hang around people that really sincerely believe just like you that it's the place to be, because you don't know the Bible. And in reality, you're supposed to know that stuff like a Boy Scouts badges and stuff growing up. Everybody's supposed to know that. But we come from a household where our parents don't tell us that they don't know shit, and they still thinking about their relationships that failed at, but and they still 16. No matter how old your mom or dad is, ask them if they're mentally, are you still 16? They're gonna tell you the truth, because the America, you don't grow up. They don't show you the bills, so you don't know what costing, what's really going on. They don't tell you that they don't know economics, law, and religion, so you thinking that this is reality out here, but it's not. It's just that everybody don't know the system, and they allow a few people to be in the system to try to regulate it. 80% of the people don't know what the fuck they doing. They don't know nothing past the standard operating procedures. And the 10%, the other ones that's orchestrating all of the misdirection and hazardous and waste, fraud, and abuse. Because they got the people in the middle that sincerely think that they know what they talking about. All the way up until you do this one thing. What is the Constitution? They swore they hold up the Constitution, and they can't tell you. That lets you know right then and there they not supposed to be there, because nobody's supposed to be working in the government that don't know the Constitution. Police don't know the Constitution. Your teachers don't know the Constitution. 512 U.S. Code 411. All Federal Reserve notes are for in-house banking and no other purposes authorized. You have to quit challenge your reality. If you don't, one day you're gonna finally do, and then everybody's gonna think you crazy and not pay attention to you. But everybody around you done did all the work for you. They made themselves look crazy. They done went homeless. They done went through a lot of things. You know, I'm gonna give you a personal thing that happened to me. I have realized that Federal Reserve notes are for in-house banking only. So I gave them promissory note to try to not deny the promissory note. But when you sign a lease, it's a promissory note right then and there. They got, say your rent is $1,000. They got 10 months worth of rent just by you signing on a piece of paper from the bank, and turned around and made you still try to pay for stuff that you a steward of. You a maintenance man for volunteering to pay to be there in the military as a resident and a tenant. But that the main thing is to question your reality. Start asking people under penalty of perjury. Are you an agent? Are you seeking enrichment? Do you worship Satan? Those and anything but just the word no equates to yes. So when they say, "Oh, I don't know what you're talking about," you know they, "Well, come on, man, get out of here, you crazy." They telling you the truth. That's how they get out of it and say they worshiping Satan. They have their agent by law. In God's law, they have to tell the truth in this era right now. They have to. They have to. Either they ain't gonna say nothing, or they're gonna say something. But 9 times out of 10, it ain't gonna be no. Everybody around you in this system is totally fraudulent. We got two governments, the republic and the democracy. And your parents, we ask your parents, like, why do we vote for Democrats? You ask them the real, true reason. They said because they get free stuff. They're making it seem like they got some old stake into the system, and they know what's going, the ins and outs of a democracy, when they don't know nothing. They just got tricked into getting free stuff, and then they rock that stuff like they're in a gang or something. Oh, don't go to Republican, then they that's for rich people. But then we want to vote for Democrats, and then we see everybody that they got to pay $5 in gas. Everything go up. Everybody getting evicted. For some reason, y'all gonna get rounded up again and vote for these people again. Because you know why? Because you have V2K that's going on in your head. There's some people you talk to and fuck with. Some people it just don't fuck. It don't say nothing to make you emotional. But I guarantee you, every single one of you all are making emotional ass decisions right now, and you don't know where it's coming from. And you don't know, you took yourself from on the umbrella of God. You don't know, you haven't put all the books together that was taken out of the Bible yet. Even though we had the technology and all the books is there, you still haven't done it. You still going to somebody, the man, to do something for you when you the man. You the only one that needs to be looking at stuff. The quickest shortcut in this world is when you look at all the shit. And then, all right, so when I was first started going through this stuff, I went through the typical protocol like everybody else. A bad breakup, you could get fired from a job, you on drugs, you doing something like that, and then you get kicked out your place or something drastic happens. They're gonna start talking to you, and then when you start talking to you, everybody ain't gonna be able to pay attention, because they're gonna think that the traumatic incident is what got you talking to yourself, but in reality, it's the computers that's coming from your police station and the city hall that's funding them. Like, how could they come from there? Because this is our stuff. No, it's not. Title 28 USC 3002 says, Section 15 says, United States is a corporation with shareholders and owners of it since the 1800s. I think like 1887 or something like that. It got changed around because you know what? Because the same thing that we're doing right now. We walking and going about our business. You don't go in there and check on your politicians. You see, hey, somebody here fucking with you, you getting blackmailed. Because when you have people that's in power and we give authority to, and they have children and all this stuff, they can't have children because you know why? Because all they have to do is blackmail them. Oh, you have family with them. That's why God gave that passage in the Bible that said, put your child up there, whoever he was, and act like you're gonna kill him, and then he stopped him at the last minute. It's because you have to be able to say fuck your family for the expense of the whole everybody out here. And if you don't have that type of stake to say you could say fuck your family for the whole human race, then you ain't ready for anything to come right now. Because you're gonna sit up here, you're gonna cave yourself in and kill your own family the slow way by holding on to them and not stepping out here and doing what it takes to make things right. and you just go along with the get along, oh, I got kids to feed and all this stuff, all you doing is ensuring their destruction, because you know that there's stuff going on right now that needs your participation. If you want to make this transition to the Christ era expeditious, and you can't be in no comfort zone whatsoever right now. You have to do whatever it takes to make sure this shit get over with. This system right here is never supposed to meant to be here, and it has no intentions of doing anything other than to ultimately sacrifice y'all to the gods, to Molech the children, to bow the children. I don't know what deities they got for the grown-ups, but they definitely got them, you know. And they doing everything in the background that's so heinous and disgusting and evil. And everybody's so acting like you gotta be scared, but God gave you all the tools. Anytime they don't know the Constitution, you gotta look at the laws to punish these people. That's why I'm glad I got around to. They got protocols in place to get rid of these people right now. All you have to do is gather your people up with all the evidence. Let them know, hey, we're doing an emergency vote out. We're doing an emergency notice on you guys. It's easy to do this stuff, but if you thinking that you're gonna just sit here and not learn the law to help your prayers and fast with it, economics, law, religion, how to regulate the government, spiritual certainty, how to defend yourself in court, and you thinking that somebody's gonna come along, some troops or somebody is gonna come along that troops don't even know their constitution, and by the time they get out of the military, that's when they realize they've been duped. Then some of them still don't. You got to think the police is going to come help you that don't know the Constitution. They around here pulling people over for tickets. They don't even know that they pulling these people over for tickets, that they are pulling them over for them actually doing commercial enterprise. They shipping goods like a truck. That's the only time that you can be accused of getting a ticket for anything pulled over. That you are actually doing a job like you doing a Uber job. Right now you on a Uber mission and you get pulled over. That is considered commercial. That's why they got everybody doing this stuff. Don't know your laws, don't know your economics, don't know how to talk to God. It's a recipe for disaster, but fortunately for everybody, the Christ era is coming in and nothing can stop it. The only thing is that just you want to make sure that you want to hurry up and get this stuff out of the way. You have to step up and learn this stuff. Just like you could buy weed underground, I found out you could buy the law underground. $400, lawfulliving.com. You learn how to beat any case up to murder. The books of the Bible is available now. That was taken out. Told you the whole story of spiritual history. Learn about the economics. Everything is out here fake. You the credit, the secure party creditor stuff. Every time you try to start learning this stuff, the people going to try to get you to pull over and listen to them. Oh, we Moors. Oh, we secure party creditor. Oh, we targeted individual people, but they got 5,000 people that's on their groups. But nobody's talking about no counter equipment. Nobody's talking about no notices to stop anything. Nobody's talking about posting videos and flooding the internet to let people know that this stuff is happening to them. It's all a tool to get you to pull over and not keep going. Learn knowledge and you keep going. Just like when you come to my channel, on my page, on one of my sermons, you take everything that you need from here and you keep going, like you're going to the next grade. One day I'm gonna have to step out and then elevate myself, and I expect sooner in the future that I can go to another grade based on you guys taking the information what I given you, and then you took it and you moved forward with it. All right. So recap: Title 28 U.S. Code 3002, Section 15, United States Corporation. Shareholders and owners of it. That's what created the democracy instead of the republic. Back in the days, what it is, it's pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the Constitution of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The republic. We are not operating under the republic. It's coming into fruition now, but they don't want to let everybody go because everything is free under the republic. You don't pay for the same stuff. Why would you keep paying for the same stuff over and over again? If I pay for the Metro Rail, why do I have to keep paying to get on something I already paid for? Because we allow people to be in the system. The next thing, our system is compromised by everybody's operating under standard operating procedures and not knowing their job description. So the way to get around the job description, people don't know their job description, you show them the job description, you show them the codes, you show them statutes, you show them, you go over their head if you have to. Know that you have religious adherence, that you can go around almost everything that involves Federal Reserve notes. Federal Reserve notes, 12 U.S. Code 411. First sentence says 12 Federal Reserve notes are for in-house banking and no other purpose is authorized. Everything we doing is just because we're not paying attention. We just assume this big system, and television, television, belief. In the middle of the word belief is lie. You can know instead of believing out here. All right, and if you're going through the B2K stuff, just know that you quiet your thoughts. Don't get emotional no matter what it takes. Learn to get read the Radiohead Protocol book. Learn what it is, the Truth Will Set You Free book. Read that. Get the crystals for your hair. They're going to tell you, get the crystals for your hand or your face. Get the crystals to go in your ears. Listen to sine wave and isochronic music. Learn to 528 hertz music. Learn about ascension and get yourself to elevate beyond this type of behavior to emotional state. You got to learn to sometimes be by yourself to learn this information. Because as soon as you start trying to learn how to read this system, they're gonna try to make you dumb and you can't read. You don't have to put your stuff from the book into all the text reader, then have it read back to you. Then it's gonna try to talk over it when you try to do that. Then you're gonna have to adjust it with your 528 hertz music, your isochronic tones. Those are the type of things you're going to have to use to countermeasure this stuff. Just know it's the D-Wave quantum computers coming from your local police station, and the gang stalking is coming from your city hall. Everything is done behind the people that they really think they know what they're doing, but they're going by standard operating procedures, and they don't know nothing beyond in their job description whatsoever in their charter. They don't. So you're going to have to learn to go over these people. Just say, man, just jump all the way up. I don't even want to speak to you. Can I speak to the manager? Can I speak to the CFO? Can I speak to the CFO, the director? Don't even try to even think about getting all these things done by talking to these people that don't know nothing. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't put a black woman in there that, sorry to say it, but they did put black women in there with the attitudes from the city girl type shit. And they're going to have this funky attitude. And you're just going to have to go over them until we turn around and deal with that at a whole nother time. So pray every day, learn economics, learn the law, learn spiritual certainty, learn how to regulate the government, know what you're dealing with. It's a fate, it's a company. Don't think it's too big for you to deal with, because remember, on the Republic, it's individual, all one-on-one. But God said everything back can happen to everybody but you. And you can make it through everything to transition over to the Christ era. That's what's happening right now in our face that we've been blanketed on. The reason why you feel sad and all these things is because the 5G and 4G phones are get you to be that way, and they charge you. They making you pay $5 a head for a joint to take that feeling off you for a little while and make it come back on you after a little while, to make you simulate that you really are hooked on something, when in reality you hooked on trying to not feel this blanket and thick fog of despair and not knowing what to do and insecurity. But at the end of the day, you're gonna go broke doing that stuff. You might as well just say fuck it and just deal with this shit, turn the lights on and stop the system yourself. There's no other way to get around it. You are to get your feet wet in this system. Nobody's gonna come and help you until the very, very, very last minute. And when by that time it comes around, no telling what shape you could be in. Because remember now, God said even Satan will be redeemed. So if that's the case, there's a lot of negotiating and a lot of things going on. This stuff been going on for a long time. We don't know how many times we done came back here and it's still this system's still going on. But right now, this is the end. So you in this body right now, you got to make sure that you do everything to get yourself out of the system, get out of the way. Make sure that they realize that the governments are the ones that's being judged and not you. But you sign the paperwork like the driver license and all these things. Now IDs you don't know because you seen your parents doing it. And now you know they don't know shit. They under mind control. You signed up to be in the government yourself. That's why they could tell you what to do. How they get to do these things to you is because they thought about it. How can we get these people to do what we tell them to do? If we the government system. Okay, what we could do is just make them sign up for the military and they don't even know it, right? And that way God won't punish us. And it's like, why God ain't doing nothing to help us right now? Because look what you done signed. You signed a birth certificate to put your kids on and to save from under the umbrella of God protection. You put their foot on the paper, and you know when you say that out loud, that's their soul. Soul to soul to the Vatican. It's got a number. You dealing with a church that's had another covenant with somebody else with a 501c3 form. That's why they don't tell you about the law of God. So we did a lot of things for this stuff to be happening. We took ourselves out of God's protection, and every day we do this stuff. We don't know the basic things. By even the watered down Bible could have protected us, because what it did, it was to regulate the government. People like the church and the Bible don't go along. But if you look at the system for yourself, it says the preamble for the Constitution is the supreme ruler that gives us the laws. All right, I got a phone call, so this may cut it close. So this Louis signing out, Master Priesthood. I'll talk to y'all later.